welcome to a rather unceremonious introduction to the 2025 CNE. Now we're at its most westerly entry point, so there's not actually much pageantry around this entrance. In fact, there might not even be an entrance at all. We might have to go up to the Dufferin Gate area to get in. But I figured we'd come to a different entry for a different vlog today. So probably going to be much like the same before. We're going to get a lot of rides in, a lot of on-ride POVs, check out the grounds, check out anything new we can find that's new here, and yeah, just explore the CNE for a full day from 2 o'clock here till around midnight. The CNE 2025. Let's check it out. Can't come to the CNE without getting the customary shot with the flyer sign, as I've ridden this ride back in the day. Unfortunately did not get an on-ride POV. That would have been a wild one, getting a VHS camera and a big clunky camera on this ride, because it was definitely not smooth. An iconic ride nonetheless, the flyer. I've noticed that it moved though. It's moved the last couple times that we've been here, so the sign is like retreating closer and closer to the bandshell park, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, it's still here, it's well guarded, and it's well iconic, flyer sign. The Sky Ride here to start the day. I figured it makes sense because it'll take me to the heart of the Midway. I can weave my way back and get some cool sight lines to start with. Seems like almost like it's like the first time I've ever visited the CNE. This is like the 6th vlog, I believe, that I've shot here. Yeah, it's, you know, 2025, no new attractions to really highlight, so we'll see if we can have a pretty wild day. But it's really building up to that, isn't it? All right, let's check out the view. We can also get a good vantage point and overlook. I knew there was a reason for me to come up here, because you can get a good idea of what rides are featured in the carnival this year, or the Midway, which really there should be no surprises with Outlaw in the distance, and it's operating today, which is nice because sometimes it's not operating. You have Niagara Falls, of course, one of the most classic attractions here at the CNE that we have to do every year. Now, one of the newer attractions, of course, is the Ferris wheel that is now, I think, in its 3rd year here at the Midway of the CNE with its VIP gondolas. And then, of course, in the background, we have all the classics. mentioned, there was no way to get on this chairlift, which bodes good because like the queues are definitely at a minimum today. We're here on a Wednesday, so that is to be expected, the first Wednesday of the CNE this year. Crazy Mouse, easily the busiest ride generally, other than say Outlaw, which will probably go on immediately just to get it out of the way because it always gets a large line, as it already does have a bit of a line. And then in the distance you can see the new experience, the new dining or bar in the sky experience. Who knows? If we get a good deal, maybe we might end up there this evening. I see a ride in the distance that I fear that's actually operating that hasn't been for some time, at least on the days that I come. So stay tuned for that. Two nausea machines in the same shot. Nausea inducers. So we'll see you on the ground, and we'll get some rides in, and we'll get this day started. I think this is going to be an epic vlog today. I just got those feelings. So let's get to it. I've said that 3 times, I believe.
Before riding, please remove your hands from the handrails and keep your hands close to your chest. Exit quickly to the gate on your left. Exit now. Keep her riding. Please remove your hands from the handrails and keep your hands close to your chest. Exit quickly to the gate on your left. Exit now. And enjoy your ride. Quickly to the gate on your left. Exit now. Keep her riding. Please remove your hands from your chest. Exit quickly to the gate on your left. Exit now.
Only felt like I needed to mention it, but comment below if you remember the old Becker's Sky Ride that was much more substantial. I believe it was a Von Roll Sky Ride that used to go across this site, but in a different direction from like north to south. It's very iconic, and like even on the days that the CNE wasn't running, you could always see it just sort of like towering with many other structures that used to dominate the skyline in the CNE that are sadly not here anymore, but definitely worth a documentary. Who knows? Maybe I'll be putting one of those together soon too.
Not as high as that. Oh, look at outward.
second before that final drop, so I don't know what that was about, but at least it's running. Glad to get on it every year. I might do a night ride later on, depending on how that lineup is. It's like a 10 to 15, I'd say about a 15 to 20 minute wait to get on it. Not too shabby, not a bad start. Let's carry on. So we're on the wave swinger, the giant swings, whatever you want to call them. This one definitely bounces a lot, so I always make sure to get on it at least once when I'm here, because it's not that high. But yeah, it's a very short cycle. But I always remember it. We already got it, that bounce, and everyone kind of screamed. Now we're really picking up some G's now as we kind of bounce around here. Quite the short cycle, I would say. I'd say that's noticeably shorter than previous years, but always worth a try. All right. So we're on Mega Drop, and I have to say this is probably the most forceful drop tower, so I had to do it twice in a row. So we're getting the reaction first time on the ride. Alright. And a great view of the CNE, of course. Alright, here we go. And I love how this ride actually, like, they really hesitate before dropping you there, so it's really unpredictable. Every year, it's definitely one of the rides you gotta do every year. I'm even on edge on my second trip. It's that forceful. It just really throws you out of your seat. It's crazy. All right, here we go. All right, locking up. Hear that latch? Who knows where we're gonna go? The Mega Drop looking to capture my reaction. Ah! Get them out of the way and get my stomach settled for a milder portion this evening. There are some big lines for some of the more popular attractions today, so it's not terrible. Pretty much a lot of things are walk-on. The more intense rides are walk-on, but the milder and sort of mid-range thrills and classics, you do have a bit of a wait. But the Ferris wheels will walk-on too, which normally that's not the case. So here we go. Let's do some remix action. from this year and last year that would normally be in this spot is the zipper, and unfortunately it's not here. I don't know if North American Midway Entertainment still owns a zipper. And another change as well is that while Himalaya is here this year, the Alpine Bob's is nowhere to be seen, which is one of my favorites that's not here, unfortunately. A couple years ago back.
CNE Canadian National Exhibition 2022.
Yeah, tradition continues, baby. Confirmation of wetness, fully wet. Tasty. Yes, Niagara Falls once again done. Stoker. Done again for another year. Hello to the friendliest log flume staff out there. Fantastic ride. All right, let's do a couple other tamer rides maybe and dry myself off before we do the second portion of our day here at the CNE. I said I would slow down, but next ride was a walk-on, so that's what we'll do. The newest ride here at the CNE. Fourth time on this thing, so we'll see how it rides.
spring loose articles on this one. All about where you are on that flip here.
portion of rides later on. We're going to go to the food building because I'm still a bit hungry, and the food selection in this section of the CNE is not the best compared to what's over there. So we're going to go and have a quick look at what's going on in the food building. It's always like impossible to navigate. There's new things in the food building every year, so I just kind of wander around and try something new. Really a lot of experimentation in this room. Bonus of the beer gardens here at the CNE is that on a day that we're slowly anybody in them, so you can get a little bit of rest from the crowd. I've actually just finished my meal from the food court or the food building, and I just got a standard old poutine, but it was a pretty good deal at $11, which most of the poutines are like almost 20 here, so not a bad little deal. But yeah, I think I'm going to save some of the more extravagant stuff till later. But it didn't really seem like there was like that much there on offer that was, you know, different and unique, as the CNE usually represents itself for having some sort of wild food item. Didn't really see that there. I haven't done my research into it, so they definitely have something odd in there. So I may go back in the food court or food building later to see if I can discover more than just the standard pizza and burgers and stuff that I was finding. You know, nothing wrong with pizza and burgers, but yeah, you definitely think you're going to get something a little bit more unique here at the CNE.
On three, if you can hear me. Tradition continues.
better. Here we go. Head first down. Oh no! You want head first, heading down to the ground. Not this time. Whoa.
Just line up on your right hand side for pickup, okay?
And go a day at the CNE without the waffle sandwich. $6 this year. I think it's gone up about $1 in price. It's always worth it. And I do this every vlog, so. Just like I remember, I believe you can get a chocolate one in the food building, so might have to switch things up next year. But delicious as always, gotta do it. Waffle sandwich, good times. Cliffhanger coming up here. So it actually is making a bit of a difference in the sort of the waviness of the kite flyer. I don't even know what I'm on. Ride vehicle. these I need to still capture because wonky camera as always. But other than that, that's a CNE kind of done already. Unless I want to do every single flat ride, which realistically I could do today. But that's just crazy. It's time to get a bit cuckoo with the cuckoo house. We go through these every year, so this will not be any different. Seems like things are functioning pretty well here today. We got a kid doing a shortcut in the background. He's missing all the fun. You literally, you walk right past this. What's the point of coming into a funhouse if you're not going to have any fun? Ah, yes, the depressing upstairs of the cuckoo house with nothing functioning. Makes me long for Germany. Even the States, like the Erie County Fair, their fun houses worked. Nothing, nada. Oh, but then the barrel actually works. This is a bit of a first. Okay, back to back, rock and roll space station. I guess it's rock and roll in space. Always to nowhere. Working floors. The best part about this, you can get a great perspective of the Midway premiere. There's nothing that goes on in this room. I don't understand what the point of it is. Just to sort of like chill out with some rocket cats or whatever these creatures are. More rollers that need a little bit of oil. Yeah, these are better. And a tunnel that ain't working. You have some interesting developments, like this tornado ride used to actually be in the main Midway, and now it's in the kids section. Considered too tame for the adults, but just right for the kids. There's also one of the other more intense rides in this entire Midway located in this kids area. Let's see if I can find it. So I definitely went on it last year. For those of you that haven't watched, say, prior vlogs, you do have two coasters over here. You've got a Wacky Worm, which you see just over here. Been on more than a few times. And then there's Dragon in the background, which is the better of the two. Okay, Wacky Shack time. More rollers. Some netting. See if I can traverse this like I used to when I was a kid. Not a problem. Easy cake. No problem. Ooh, she means business. Oh, you heard the lady. No running. You are in trouble already. Just wait for them to get ahead now. funhouse is in better shape than either of the ones in the main Midway. Just pointing this out, as you can notice, all the fixtures are working. Not bad, not too shabby. Okay, now finally ready to finish our journey here. Okay. Now the main problem, we got this slide moving. Nailed it. This might be one of the ones that you can't go into as an adult, but we're about to find out. 8 tickets no matter what, only now 5 less than some of the marquee rides here. Okay, mini funhouse action, here we go, yeah. Stairs are functioning, we like that. Almost would love to have one of these. It's just that you get such great sight lines from here, so you wanna... It works. Some impatient mothers wanting their kids to finish up in this miniature funhouse. Not so sure what used to be here, but looks like there was some sort of display of some sort. Nothing there now. Vibrations. That world's smallest horse, more like world's smallest funhouse, but not a bad one. All right, we're at yet another one. Brand new haunted, brand new funhouse. Let's do this one backwards. Oh, not recommended. Camera keeps giving out on me here, but we are in the pirate inflatable funhouse. Alright, this is kind of cool. Okay, we're now going through the inflatable slide. Oh, sticky. Chafing. Alright. This might be one of the better fun houses here. It's more like an activity house. And then gifted with a brilliant view overlooking all of the kids section. See Raptor Run, the ride that I was talking about earlier. That's one of the more intense flat rides here. Okay. It's our time to slide, baby. End up in the kids section, spending longer than I anticipate. Time to get out of here. Time to go to the front, and we'll reset for the latter portion, our evening portion of the vlog here. Short also don't really want to know the truth of the matter, but you notice there's a lot of people walking around with sticks and they just have like a tag on them. I know them as the Jesus stick, but you know, I think that's exactly what they are. They're just like someone's really making a fortune peddling off pieces of wood here at the CNE this year. In the craft brewing section, while my company desperately tries to figure out what they're going to have to drink, the drink has been bought. And I'm pretty sure it's a Caesar at night. Disgusting. Absolutely revolting. Okay, we're on Orbiter, the last major ride that I always do when I come here. And I've just had a beer. Probably not a good idea, but we gotta do it. Orbiter, baby. Let's go. Hopefully we don't get a hell cycle, but I have a feeling we might. I've only got 2.5 minutes worth of room to cover this, so hopefully it doesn't go past that, but we'll see. My wife is down there. Why didn't she join me? There she is. There she is right there. Oh, we orbit. Orbit. Not as intense as it normally is, but you can't beat Orbiter at night. A solid ride. So much so you gotta leave your company that won't ride it to wait and let them know what they're missing out on. I don't know what I'm on about. Orbiter. Hands-free, baby. Yeah. Woo! Oh yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Sudden drops to this one. Fastest waves, fastest swings in North America. Here we go. Woo! Thrill ride, baby. pockets. Ah. Oh. Not over yet. Oh. Airtime. Oh. The end. The first time ever in one of these vlogs. We're here at the end of the day when all the grounds have closed. All the rides are packing up, and that's the end of the CNE 2025. It's been a fantastic time. Lots of rides. Really kind of like focused on getting the thrills today, and I was not disappointed. Definitely come here for a Wednesday early into the season of the CNE if you want to capture something like that. But for now, guys, thank you for joining me. It's been a wild one. We'll see you next year.